Hello, everyone, and welcome to Shifting Tones, the podcast with nerdy tones and shifting formats. I'm Steph, today's host, and I'm joined together with my co-hosts, the lovely Larissa.
Hello.
And Sam.
Hello, fans. Hello, everybody. I love you so much.
Okay, all right, simmer down. But either way, I want to know, what's up with you guys? How you been?
Oh, I've been pretty good, Steph. Thanks for asking. I had a little fun weekend with some buddies, with your fiance boy. Played some games, ate some food, had some watery eggs that were subpar.
Oh,
but
no.
yeah, it's okay. It's okay. I've never had watery eggs before. First time. They were fluffy but watery. Weird. I know. I don't get it. Other than that, no. I just been chilling. I watched a really bad movie today. I'm not gonna get into it. Just bad movie. And that's it. I mean, it was a good weekend. It was chill. I liked it.
Nice.
What about you, Larissa?
Yeah. We also had a great Labor Day picnic with the family. That was a really good time, hanging out with the little nieces and everything, playing with this water table. That was a great bonding experience. But, guys,
What?
I broke my phone.
You broke your phone?
No.
Yeah. And so, for the listeners out there, I really enjoyed the phone that I got. I had the Samsung Galaxy Z Flip 4, and I loved flipping it. It was my best friend. Yeah, there was a problem with the crease. Eventually, over time, it would develop a bubble, and so Sam hates it. But I was like, you know what? It's fine. I'll keep it. It still works. And then we're hanging out with friends, and we were on our way back into the house, and my phone slipped out of my hand, and of course, it drops right on the corner where... Yeah, where the hinge is. So when you try to open the phone back up, it wouldn't open all the way because the springs that are like holding it together and making it bend and flip right out were all out of place. So you couldn't open it anymore. So I had to like back up whatever I had on there with it like barely cranked open. And thank God Sam had his old iPhone 10. And so I backed up everything to that. So now I'm using that until we can get some new phones.
Oh,
yeah.
God.
You're welcome.
Yeah, thank you.
That sucks.
I know.
Well, since we're on the down and down, my story, my little thing is also bad.
No.
Sam kind of had the only good story, I guess.
Woo! That's what. How many points is that worth? How many points is that?
10.
I was leaving my mom's house and I thought my car was in drive. It was in reverse.
No.
And so I backed into a tree a little bit. Not too crazy, but I definitely broke my tail light. The taillight is still functioning.
Oh, no.
Like the lights still work,
Okay, good.
but I have to get a new cover. And there's a small little, no, I wouldn't say super small, but
Right.
it's a smallish dent in the car bumper.
No.
But it's not like bad. It's not like anything that's gonna be like destructive or whatever. Like it's not the end of the world. I can still open my trunk. It was just like, damn, that sucks. That's
Right.
just unfortunate.
Well, your car looked nice and everything, and maybe you can bump it back out. Is that possible?
Yeah, I have a scheduled appointment, but I'm like, oh Lord, just the things I didn't need in my life.
No, I know, I get that.
Just like, yeah, you don't need your phone to be broken. It's just it's an unforeseen just horribleness that comes across with life.
Man, you guys are a complete mess. I don't know how you guys are functioning. I'm fine. Yeah, I don't fall down the stairs. I don't drop my phone.
You're just like cursing yourself or setting yourself up at this point.
You really are.
I'll be fine.
Yeah, but at least in both of our stories, there was some sort of a like silver lining where, yeah, my phone broke, but I had one on backup, and yeah, your taillight broke, but the bulb's fine, which I feel like is like so expensive now. Have you looked into how much bulbs cost in modern cars?
No.
It's hundreds of dollars.
Don't tell me that.
It's terrifying.
And then you also need blinker fluid to fill up your blinker with, otherwise it won't work.
Yeah.
Oh.
But you'll be fine.
Yeah.
Either way, they'll tell me at my car appointment, I'm sure.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's change topics because that's making me too sad.
Me too.
We are going to talk about today on our podcast about fan fiction. Woo!
Oh.
Woo-hoo-hoo.
Yikes.
What do you have against fanfic, Sam?
I just don't know anything about it, so
okay.
all I know is that it's cringe.
Wow.
That's all I know.
Wow.
I mean, Sam, do you know that most popular literature this day is created by fanfic writers or were translated from their fanfiction and rewritten characters to be actually published?
Here's a power move for you, though. Just don't read. And then you avoid it altogether.
I mean, I guess if you want to be a loser.
Yeah.
No, but today we're going to play a little fun thing with fanfiction because Sam doesn't know much about it. Larissa has dibble-dabbled a little into the fanfiction world and knows probably more than Sam would at this point.
Just a little.
I'm kind of a freak and I love fanfiction. It's like my daily newspaper where I have subscriptions to different stories. I get them in my email. I read them for bedtime. Like it's just, it's a lot, right? So I'm very well versed in fanfiction. I just love it.
You're disgusting.
Well, okay. Well, that's maybe your opinion.
Steph,
yeah.
the listeners want to know, which website do you use?
I initially, when I first started reading fan fiction, I was a Quizilla girly up until that ended a long time ago.
Rest in peace.
Yep. And then I moved on to fanfiction.net when I was in my teenage years. And now I'm on AO3.
Yeah. Okay, that makes sense. That's everyone's like preferred platform, it seems like these days.
It is. And it's just really nice because
Yeah, it seems like that's everyone's preferred platform.
Yeah, like you know that.
Do you know what AO3 stands for, Sam?
Attack on 3
No.
Titans.
No.
It is Archive of Our Own.
What does that have to do with the number 3? What is that? What? That makes no sense.
I don't know. That's just how it is. Either way, we're going to do a little thing just because Sam's not super well versed. And I thought this would be kind of fun for listeners who may be in the fan fiction verse or knows a little more about it compared to like those who don't. So I have two different things that we have. We're going to talk about different genres of fan fiction and different tropes of fan fiction.
Okay.
But I want you, my lovely co-hosts, to try and guess your own definitions to the terms that I'm going to be using.
Expect C quality effort.
Do I have access to a dictionary
No.
at this point?
No, just whatever's all up in your noggin.
Oh boy.
Oh boy. So let's, you know what? We're going to try something a little easy. Well, hopefully this could potentially be easy. Not that anything is going to be easy for you guys, but we'll see.
It's a good gauge.
It's a good gauge, right? So we're going to talk about genres. It'll be the first category we'll talk about with fan fiction. So for this genre, it is called a case fic. Now, can you tell me what that is?
Are you talking to me? Am I the...
Anyone can answer now. Case fic.
Oh, yeah. Case fic. This is obvious. So if we look at case fic from a historical standpoint, I think this takes us back to the detective era ages, of like early detectives, like, film noir and that kind of stuff. And so I think it's a detective falling in love with like the case he's working or the damsel in distress on the case or something. I don't know. That's my guess.
Okay, and Larissa?
Yeah, no, I don't know this one. So my guess also was like detective related, but I don't think necessarily there has to be romance involved, but the characters are somehow involved in a sort of like murder mystery situation or whatever classic like Sherlock Holmes plot devices, and they have to figure it out.
Hold on a second. I thought all fan fiction was romance related.
No.
What is fan fiction? I don't even know the definition.
Fan fiction does not necessarily need to be romantic. It can be literally about anything.
Yeah.
Anything. It is not limited to just romance, though those are the most popular, I would say.
Sam's mind has been blown.
Yeah, I'm gonna be even worse now knowing that.
Okay, but you guys did really good. Case fic, you're pretty much on the nose with that. Case fics, they use plot structures that focus on solving a given mystery or case. So a lot of the fandoms, like kind of what you mentioned, Larissa, was Sherlock, Supernatural, Criminal Minds, Detroit Become Human, NCIS, like any of those
Classics.
type of beats. But it could be, you can use like anime characters and put them in a case fic genre where they're solving a given mystery or a case, that type of thing. But that's the genre. So what'd you think for your first ever one?
Star, A+.
I have a question.
Yeah.
So in this case with fan fiction,
Mm-hmm.
is the idea that the reason this one is fan fiction is because they're taking characters from those universes and making them solve different murders? Because then at that point, it just seems like they're just writing episodes.
Exactly.
Yep. Exactly. You pretty much become a writer for the series without getting paid for it, in a way.
Chumps.
Right, but most fan fiction is trash. So you take some and you leave some. Like only like the 1% top cream of the crop you really are going to be reading, or there's any sort of interest. Some sort of like mainstream publication will be like, oh, this is interesting. Let's scrub these character names and put some new ones in.
All right. So our next genre we're going to talk about is a crack fic.
Oh no. Oh no.
Yikes. Okay. This is easy. This is when It's about drug dealers, specifically around crack. I'm not trying to get demonetized here, but I have no idea what else it could be.
My guess is not necessarily dealing with said recreational fun thing. Would be that maybe your characters are just doing some really crazy, loony, harebrained things. Like it's almost surreal, whatever the situation there is in.
Well, wait. What if this is actually tied into the detective one, the case,
Oh.
and they crack the case?
No.
It could be. It could be. This one where the crack is open, you know?
I love the tie-in, but no. So Larissa was a little more on the nose with this one.
Okay, cool.
A crack fic refers to stories in which completely unbelievable or inexplicable things occur, generally written shamelessly and with no excuse beyond a desire to have fun.
All of them are written shamelessly.
No, so it's just like you could write about anything. If you want to take this character from, say, for example, One Piece, and all of a sudden they have a magical unicorn and they are fighting against cat wizards, then that's a crack fic.
Yeah, thank early DeviantArt Sonic, you know? That's pretty much it.
Yep.
Yep, that's exactly what I was thinking. Yep, exactly.
Uh-huh.
Were you really, or are you just being sarcastic?
I have no idea what's going on, so no.
Okay, well, you're dipping your toes into the fan fiction world, so this is a good, I guess, introduction for you, Sam. But maybe this one might be a little easier. What is a crossover?
Oh, yeah, I got
I know
this one.
this one.
I got this one.
Yeah?
Okay.
Crossover this is like you see this in superheroes all the time, where like, or like in cartoons, like the Jimmy Timmy Power Hour, or the
Uh-huh.
Hannah Montana Sweet Life on Deck, That's So Raven one or whatever, right? Yes,
Yep.
yes.
Yes.
Yeah, you got it.
Yeah. Larissa, same thing for you, I'm guessing.
Yeah, but I don't think Sam actually explained what it is. So, like, it's when a character from one show jumps into the universe for another world, and like both of those characters interact in whatever way possible you want to do it.
Look, if you don't know the Jimmy Timmy Power Hour, then just log off, okay?
Okay.
Yeah, so a crossover is pretty much just when two or more fandoms are combined in some way. It could be taking one character and putting them into the other universe, or just switching the universes as well. It's just like it's a little loose and there's a lot of variation to it. But yeah, pretty much just merging of two or more fandoms in some
Right.
way.
Okay.
All right, our next one is going to be a fix it.
Oh, I
Okay.
think I know this one.
Do you want to go first then, Larissa, if you know it?
No, I want to hear what you are going to say first.
Okay. I mean, this one seems pretty straightforward. I've watched a lot of HGTV, thanks to Larissa. And I think it's kind of like that, where it's like somebody inside of something is broken and that person feels like they can fix it. Like very teen drama,
Oh.
romance, rom-com thing that you see on Netflix all the time. Like, I can fix them. I can make them better.
Okay, I love that. Larissa?
That's exactly what I was going to say, and I have a feeling that's not it based off of your reaction.
You're hinting right on the edge
Okay.
of it. Instead of the characters feeling like they need to fix something, it's more like the author needs to fix the story. So the fix-its are, it's changing something about canon that the writer of the fic wasn't happy with. So they're
Right.
changing something in canon. They're like, hey, I like this story, but I can fix it. So you guys were
Okay.
right, a little on the nose. But this can be anything from explaining plot holes or inconsistent characterization to bringing a favorite character back from the dead.
Gotcha.
Oh, that's very interesting. I like that take. If that's considered fan fiction, I mean, you're saying it is. I
Mhm.
won't know until I see it with my own eyes.
Oh my god.
But no, but that's interesting. I like the idea. Like, hey, I really hated this book. What if I just change some things up, so I enjoy it? I don't know.
Mm-hmm. And then that way it's a really nice communal thing where you have with other like people who are reading your story where you're like, hey, I agree with your opinion. Like they should have done it this way and not the actual way they did
Right.
it. So it's like it's pretty much the fans come together and fix something they did not like how the author did it.
Fair enough.
All right. The next one we have is fluff.
Oh no. I know
Oh,
this
no.
one too.
Okay. Fluff. Fluff. This sounds innocent. This sounds sweet. Reminds me of marshmallows and cotton candy. I'm gonna say that fluff is like something like really just like the easy part of the story. There's nothing to it. Like it's the fluff of the story. Like, oh yeah, it's just people talking, just people chit chatting, nothing really going on. It's like the boring part of it.
Sam, I think you're pretty close, but I have a feeling it's more related to like romantic things where like it's everything but kind of the situation where they're just kind of like cute and they're hand holding and they're hugging. Maybe some kisses or two, but nothing too hardcore. That's what I think fluff is.
Nice. So you guys are very close. You definitely have the general idea, but since this is a genre, it can encompass romance, and it is very common in romance, but it's not
Okay.
only limited to romance.
Interesting.
But yeah, so fluff as a genre in fan fiction characterizes any pleasant, feel-good work. It may lack plot, but it can display affection between two or more characters. It may indicate a mood piece with warm, uplifting descriptions. So just like how Sam was like, yeah, like a marshmallow, it's fluffy, like it makes me feel good when I eat it. It's pretty much that feeling, and that encompasses the genre.
Okay.
Do you have any like examples of like a specific piece that is fluff,
Oh,
like in
no.
mainstream that I would be able to relate to?
In mainstream?
No. I just like I did not pull out any like type of fan fictions that
Good.
you would understand or know, Sam. I'm sorry. I just
That's fair.
only brought out
That's-
definitions to the genres and tropes.
I forgive you. Don't worry.
But if you wanted in the future, we could go a little more into a deep dive, and we can
Nope.
provide. Nope.
No, I'm
You
good.
said that so fast.
Aww.
That's fair. Okay, let's move on to our next genre. We have hurt/comfort.
Larissa, I'm gonna let you take this one.
Oh no. Okay, so okay. I think I might know what this one is. So this is like a classic trope between two romantic partners, potentially, but it doesn't necessarily have to be romantic partners, but that's probably the most popular way it's depicted, where one character is like hurt in some way. I don't know if it's whether it's some mental anguish, some tragic backstory, and then another character appears in their life and they comfort them, and through that experience of bonding they learn and grow together and happily ever after.
I would give you a definition, but I completely forgot what you said it was called again. What's it?
Hurt/comfort.
Hurt/comfort. Okay, yeah, I think similar to like Larissa said, this one seems like pretty straightforward. A character is going through some sort of turmoil, some sort of distress, and another character steps in and gives them comfort, and that's kind of the bond. That's where it starts. That's where it forms. That's where the story begins, is that this character is like, hey, I'm the shoulder you need to cry on. And the other character is like, good, I need this right now. And then people are like, kissy, kissy, smooch, smooch.
Yeah.
I love that. No, you guys are pretty much on the nose. I mean, it's pretty
Woohoo!
self-explanatory. But yeah, hurt/comfort involves the physical pain or emotional distress of one character who is cared for by another character. So the injury, sickness, or other kind of hurt allows an exploration of the characters and their relationship. So yeah, things could develop.
Okay, so like,
Naruto x Sasuke? Yeah.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of an example, and I really can't. Like, I don't. It's weird when you're trying to actually think of a current example, and I'm like,
Well, the problem is there's so many. There's
Yeah.
millions of these out there.
for some reason in my head, I'm like, Harry Potter and Ron? No, that doesn't make any sense.
No, you're not wrong, because that's most of the fan fiction I read was Harry Potter related, and yeah, Ron would probably be one of those characters.
But see, here's the thing with that, Sam, is that you can put those two characters in a situation where it becomes hurt/comfort. If you
Right.
want, for example, Ron to get hurt in some way, either physically or emotionally, and have Harry be the one to comfort him, that is a story right there.
No, I'm not going to do that.
No. Immediately says no.
That's because he wants Draco to help him.
Oh, okay. Ooh, okay. All right. So our next one is called a sick fic.
Oh, okay. This I got. This is any book written by John Green.
Oh no.
What the heck? All right, Larissa.
Give me a second.
Am I right? Am I correct? So like, all his books, it's like there's a little girl dying of cancer, and somebody comes in and is like, I can fix you and make you better. And then one of them dies of cancer. It's one or the other. It's a coin flip every time, right?
I mean, I think you're right, but it also could just be like completely different, where it's like sicko mode, where like it's graphic, the nature of the topic. I don't know. Steph, let us know.
I hope that's what it is. I hope that it's about a character going sicko mode.
Hardcore stuff. I mean, maybe it's like BDSM. I don't know.
A sick fic is one or more characters deals with an illness and another character takes care of them.
Okay, so I was right. John Green book.
Okay, innocent. That's good. That's good.
Yeah. It's a lot more common where it's just like, oh, this character's starting to get a fever, and it's like,
Right.
oh no, like I gotta take care of them. It's a lot more innocent and just like chill.
That's really cute.
Yeah, and mostly involves like the common cold
Sure.
or things like that. It can be a little more life threatening at some points, but usually they're not so dark, I would say.
No, that makes sense.
I was watching a YouTube video the other day, and for some reason, I get ads all the time for like apps to play games. And this one was like this, I don't know, anime looking doctor lady. And she's like,
Yep.
I'm nurse, blah, blah, blah. I can help you with your disease. And I'm like, I don't have a disease. Get away from me. Skip, 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 skip. And so I assume that's what that app is about.
Yeah.
No, that app I feel the feeling is a little different, more along the lines of what I was trying to describe, but it's like more innocent in the beginning and then it turns into something a little different.
Larissa's been getting downloaded in these apps lately.
No, it sounds like something an incel might download, is what I'm trying to say.
Jeez. All right. So if you have that app downloaded, you can write your anger to Larissa.
All right. Okay, we only have 2 more for genres, and then we will move on to tropes. So our next genre of fan fiction is called PWP.
Oh boy. Okay. PWP. Party with penguins.
Clearly it's Party with Penguins.
Pawpaw's party. PWP. I don't know. I player with player. Player
I know I'm trying to think of what the acronym stands for too, and I'm coming up blank.
It is. I will give you a hint. It is an acronym.
Well, yeah.
Okay, can you give me the first word?
Nope.
Oh no.
Okay, can you give me the middle word?
No.
Okay, well then I'm going to take a third guess and say people with power.
Oh.
I don't think that's it, but that's a good one.
Thank you.
Nice.
Is that your guess? Is that it?
Yeah, I don't have an actual guess. I don't know what it is. I'm clearly wrong.
I like people with power. That's cool. All right, Larissa, do you have any ideas? PWP.
I mean, I don't, but I feel like I have to at least come up with something. So, people with problems, it's just a genre talking about how characters have problems, and we're all venting about things because everyone who writes fan fiction is moody, emo teenagers.
Okay. All right, you guys ready for the definition?
Yes.
Yes.
All right, buckle in. PWP is short erotic stories without much lead in.
Oh no. Oh no. Oh no, I know what this is. Oh no.
If any at all. It used to kind of stand for plot, what plot? And the connotation was that the reader was so turned on by the story that they didn't notice that there was any action plot involved.
No.
Later on, the meaning of the term drifted and the phrase porn without plot is more widely used.
Oh my god, no, I know exactly what that is. Oh my god.
So you're telling me it's not penguins who party?
No.
No.
Unless you're a furry.
All right, Steph, tell us what the next one is.
Okay, the next one is Y/N.
Oh no, another acronym. This isn't good. Larissa, you go first.
Yep.
Well, I know what the acronym stands for, but I don't know what the trope would be. So maybe we can work together, Sam.
Oh, okay. All right, wait. Let me try to make a guess first on the acronym. What is it again?
Y/N.
Yes/no?
That's what my guess was. So
Is the acronym at least right?
Okay, you guys can work together. No.
Oh.
Oh, damn it.
Young/new.
Nope.
Is it explicit related? Is it yaoi?
No.
Okay.
The Y does not stand for yaoi. Nope.
Oh, Yeti/Nessie.
Nope.
It's specifically about cryptids.
Cute. I would read that fan fiction. I'm sure it exists, and I'm sure there's millions of them.
Yeah, I have no idea. I'm drawing a complete blank. I mean, literally all I could think of was like yes/no.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah, that's all I got too.
So Y/N is short for your name.
Oh, like POV.
Yes.
Okay.
So it is a type of POV. So the writer lets the reader insert themselves into the story. You replace YN with your own name.
Oh, I like that's interesting. That's pretty. I mean, I can see how it can go wrong really quickly, but
Oh, and it does.
Oh,
and
oh,
that
yeah.
was very popular on Quizzilla.
Yes, it was. But it's still used to this day. It's not as popular anymore, I wouldn't say, but they still exist. So the writer of a fan fiction will just completely have the reader in mind as a character, but instead of putting anyone's name, they just have Y/N. So when you are reading the story, you're supposed to insert your own name when you see Y/N.
okay, like a choose your own adventure kind of thing.
Exactly. Yeah.
Kind of, in a way, yes. All right, and that was our genres. So we're going to move on over to tropes. Are you guys ready for these ones?
Oh,
Yes.
yeah.
These are some of the most popular type of things here. So, yeah, let's start with the slow burn trope. What is that?
I know that one for sure, and I'm 100% positive. So Sam, you go for it.
Okay, so Sam starts.
Slow burn. Yeah, that's pretty straightforward. I think it's more like, I mean, I don't know how to describe it. I know what like a slow burn is.
Right.
It's a slow burn. Like it's
Yeah.
like it's building up just like really
Right.
slowly over time. Like
Mm-hmm.
you're waiting for this one thing to happen, and it's like it just keeps dragging on, and then it happens, right?
Yep.
Yeah, kind of.
And Larissa?
Yeah, you're kind of right. But it's more a romance trope where, it's the exact opposite of PWP. Where I'm trying to think of a good example for you.
Look, you told me this. Not all of these are romance related, and it feels like 99% of them.
No, but this is a very popular one for that. I was just trying to think of an example for you, but none's coming to my mind.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no, Retsuko.
Okay, yeah.
That's a slow burn between Retsuko and Haida, where it takes them like maybe like 4 seasons for the couple to get together, and they're just like
Wow, spoilers.
not communicating their needs or their wants with each other, and they have to work through that. And maybe there's some like low stakes romance things happening, but like nothing that significant. It's all chemistry.
Listener, if this is your first episode, for whatever reason, some weirdo, you're starting on episode 5, just be careful going into episode 2.
Why?
You just spoiled Retsuko. And you in episode 2, you said no spoilers. And so I won't say anything. And now, boom, spoilers.
Well, just because it's a slow burn doesn't mean they get together at the end.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, Sam.
All right. So you guys are pretty much on the nose. It is more so used with the romance side of fan fiction as well. But yeah, it refers to stories featuring characters who gradually and naturally fall in love or lust before beginning a romantic or sexual relationship. The emphasis is on the slow evolution of the relationship rather than a quick conflagration into sudden resolution. So it's just they take their time getting together,
It's super sweet and cute.
and you're in there for the ride.
Interesting. It's not up my alley. I mean, I know it's something you guys like, but, to each their own. Don't yuck somebody's yum.
Rude.
All right, so these two next ones kind of tie in to each other. So, what are friends to lovers?
I know this one, and just to speed it up a little bit, friends to lovers means two people are hanging out. They've been best friends maybe since like kindergarten, but not necessarily. And an event happens where all of a sudden maybe someone like slips and falls on someone, and they notice, oh my God, we're no longer kids. You have an adult body. And they get awkward and embarrassed that all of a sudden they feel some butterflies. And then, depending on if it's a slow burn or a PWP, they I don't know, they do some like cute dating stuff and they get together at the end.
Isn't that what your show Fruits Baskets is like, kind of?
No.
No? Okay. I don't know anything about Fruits Baskets. Okay, but I mean, that makes sense. That's what I was going to say. Like, two friends just end up start dating at some point.
Yep, that's basically what it is. And then the other one that ties into it is enemies to lovers.
Oh.
I think you got this one, Sam.
Yeah, it's the same thing, but when Naruto and Sasuke start dating at the end of season 6, yeah.
Exactly.
Where they're hating each other and they're fighting, and then all of a sudden they realize that what they loved all along was the pain, and they embraced it and became one.
Yep. Exactly.
Exactly. Yep. Yeah, so just enemies opposed on different sides might have to work together, come together a certain way, and then, oops, turns out they might have feelings for each other. But yeah, so you guys pretty much have that. But those tropes are pretty self-explanatory in their titles. Now, what is a found family?
Oh, I know this one.
Okay.
Sam, do you want to go ahead?
Yeah, found family. All right, so I've watched a lot of found footage, like
Oh.
horror movies and stuff like that. So I assume there is a child character, perhaps, or a teenager, and their family was just killed by demons, and they have to go out into the woods to survive, and they find a cabin full of a new family, and they get adopted by this new family.
Okay, Larissa.
You're kind of not wrong, but like that's not what it generally is. A lot of the times it's more along the lines of a character most likely has been rejected by their family, but not necessarily, or they just are like socially awkward and they're trying to find a friend group, and then they do find people in their lives that care about them and give them all their needs like a family would, and then they develop a really super strong bond, and that's your found family. A lot of the times they might be queer or some sort of minority. That's typically the story for like a found family.
So like the X-Men.
Yes, exactly.
So yeah, they're often associated with ensembles or team-based canons. It involves two or more people choosing to treat one another as family in an emotional sense and sometimes legally as well. So it is just finding someone that like would accept you and it's in the story.
It's really sweet and cute. And like I said, a lot of queer people find their identities in that. Like they really, really like to see that because someone in their family or their friend group might just reject them for how they feel.
Yeah, and you get that sense of belonging then through this story. And it's a
Yes.
way also to vent out some of those, emotions as well when writing.
Especially if your family's killed by demons.
That's fair.
Exactly.
All right, our next one we have is mutual pining.
Okay. Easy. Another
Yeah?
easy one. Another classic easy one.
All right, go ahead, Sam.
So it kind of ties back into the last one.
Okay.
After your family was killed by demons, you actually ran into another child in the woods whose family was also killed by demons. You guys have this shared connection, and you both have a love for pine cones. And so you're going pining. It was like a trend.
I see.
Yeah, like coning or owling. This one was pining. You just collect as many pine cones as you can with a friend.
That's a very good take. Now, Larissa, do you have a different take?
I think it's very cute, and I think Sam's actually becoming a fanfic writer as we speak because this is very sweet. This plot sounds like a horror movie, may or may not be like from the cabin in the woods. I don't know. But yeah, mutual pining is where two characters are both in love with each other, but they don't know it. And they are usually involved in some awkward situations. And even when it becomes terribly obvious to everyone else in the vicinity, they still don't admit that they're in love with each other.
Oh, geez. Okay, good job.
Yeah, you pretty much hit that on the nose.
Yeah.
It's a variation. Yeah, everyone knows that the characters are pining for each other, but those characters may not initially be aware of their feelings or that they even exist. But yeah, you pretty much got that.
Yeah.
Why is it called pining?
Because like pining is a form of like it's a weird way to say like yearning.
Yeah.
In a way, you yearn for somebody and like you want to be with them, but you don't think that you have a chance or there's just no way.
Okay.
But mutual pining is like, hey, you both have feelings for each other, but you're not going to act on them as of yet.
According to dictionary.com, it means to suffer a mental and physical decline, especially because of a broken heart.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, it's very like it can be very angsty at times, but it can also be very like good feeling.
Yeah, very cute and almost like lighthearted, where when you're watching it or reading it in this case, you know they're probably going to get together in the end. So it's just funny seeing the situations that pop up.
Okay, that makes sense.
All right, so now our next one is called sex pollen.
Oh, shit.
Okay, this is, again, I mean, I don't know how many times I have to say this is obvious. This one is about bees. It's specifically the Bee movie. I think this entirely wrapped around the Bee movie.
Like Bee movie fan fiction.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
I think that's what it is.
Okay.
Anything else?
And maybe somehow ties into A Bug's Life or the movie Ants.
Oh, a crossover.
I don't know if I don't know if there's bees in those movies, but this fan fiction creates that crossover.
I love that.
Okay.
Love that definition.
And you said it's sex pollen?
Sex pollen.
Oh no. And if it is related to bees and it is pollen, Steph, why don't you just give us the definition? Because whatever I have in my mind right now was too explicit for this podcast.
To be completely fair with you, I did not know this one,
Okay.
and I actually learned a lot about this when I was researching it.
Okay.
So, sex pollen is used to bring two characters together in a sexual encounter.
Okay.
It involves one or several characters becoming infected with a pollen of some alien or magical plant,
Okay.
or they might be influenced in some other way, such as magic, mind control, whatever, that causes them to develop a spontaneous and urgent need to have sex.
Yeah,
so
okay.
this is like a more graphic version of that one episode of Sailor Moon we watched where everybody was under mind control and was like helping out the alien people.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
Yeah. Pretty much.
And this became super popular during the pandemic because a lot of people had, like infections and spreading on their mind. And why not make it fun and a little less scary than thinking about the actual COVID disease causing you to die?
I don't remember exactly too if this one was more so like kind of created with like Star Trek or like
That makes sense,
I
yeah.
think it was kind of like more so a Star Trek kind of vibe fan fiction type of thing, or just like something like, you know, with space kind of, that's where it originated. But yeah. So that one's kind of odd. Never had heard of that before. But
Bees in space.
Yeah.
Space bees.
I never heard of it called that, but I definitely am aware of that. Like I said, like every once in a while I'm on like TikToks where they talk about fan fictions and like
yeah.
Omegaverse stuff. I don't know if you know what that is.
Oh.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, if you know, you
yeah.
know, and that sort of like plot point is very popular in that sort of universes.
Yeah.
I don't read them, but for whatever reason TikTok thinks I do. So
Listen here, Googlers. You're going to want to Google B movie Omegaverse. I don't know what that means, but
No, no, absolutely not. All right. So our next one is Hanahaki disease.
Oh no.
Hanahaki disease. Okay, this is obviously something very specific with a something personal around a proper noun of some kind.
Yeah, like an
Okay.
example, like a Barbara Streisand effect. So like there's one character, one specific fan fiction, like that happened, that trope so much was based off of that single event that people just kept repeating it. That's my guess.
Oh.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Like Hanahaki is a specific character or a specific thing, event, or something like that, and it's all based around that specific thing.
I'm surprised, Larissa, that you didn't know this one.
No, I don't know this one.
Interesting, because this is a very romantic one.
Oh.
So, the Hanahaki disease is a fictional disease in which the victim coughs up flower petals when they suffer from one-sided love.
Oh.
It ends when the beloved returns their feelings, romantic only, it can't be strong friendship, or when the victim dies.
That's so sad and sweet, and like it almost sounds like an old like fairy tale witch tale lore kind of thing that's like very up my alley. Oh.
It's more of an East Asian culture,
Right.
because like at least in Japanese, hana means flower. So
Oh.
hanahaki, it's more so, it's got more influence from like
Right.
Japan, and I believe there is also some other tales from like China and Korea with this kind of disease as well, just under different names.
That makes sense.
But it is based off of that. So yeah, it's a very like, you know, you have to see, because are they going to make it? Will this person, the victim, like live, and will the other person share the same feelings, or will they end up dying? Like
That's so sweet.
yeah, it's kind of a lot.
So if I had to guess, this is something specific, like with like Hunter x Hunter, with Kilo and Gon, you know, as high school students and best friends, and then it includes flower crowns and a threat of surgery, and Kilo's family will not allow him to die.
No.
No, exactly that, because I just Googled it, and
No.
according to fanworks.com or fanlore.org, there's one specific called Words That Water Flowers, and it's specifically about Hunter x Hunter with Kilo and Gon. So, yes.
Okay.
But the characters are coughing up flower petals because of.
Yeah, there's specifically a picture of Kilo like
Okay.
coughing up flower
Okay.
petals.
You did not mention that before, so
That's the big part of this trope, is the coughing up flowers because of unresolved feelings, or like one-sided feelings.
it's like consumption. Like TB
yeah,
stories.
tuberculosis. Okay, that's
Mhm.
rough.
And a lot of the times too, the longer that it goes on, the worse it gets.
Gotcha,
Yeah.
gotcha. Okay, that makes sense.
All right. Our next one, this should be kind of self-explanatory just with the title of it, but it is called Fake or Pretend Relationship.
Okay, fake or pretend relationship. This is like, I don't know, I feel like I've watched movies like this where they're like, oh yeah, hey, mom and dad, this is my significant other, you know, Timmy, and I'm going to the high school dance with Timmy. And so they make it like, you know, they put on a show for their friends and family. And then at some point later on, they actually do fall for each other.
Pretty much. I mean, it is just, yeah, they're pretending. You're throwing characters together in an extended proximity, and then they explore the hidden or not so hidden feelings that develop.
Cute.
Okay, so I was pretty spot on.
Yep, it's pretty self-explanatory. The next one that we're going to get into, which we kind of previously mentioned, which is a lot. We only have a couple more to talk about. This one is the alpha, beta, omega.
Oh my god, no. Okay, so I know what this is. Clearly, I've already stated this, and I can't believe we're actually discussing this.
Yeah, I want to hear what Sam thinks this is.
I got this. It is specifically,
Yep.
yeah, alpha, beta, omega, or whatever you said. This is definitely about sororities and fraternities,
Yep.
and
Super innocent.
the fraternities fight the sororities in hand-to-hand combat to the death.
I mean, No, and I'm really glad that your mind went to that and not to what it actually is.
I feel like I would read a story like that, honestly. Like if that
Yeah.
was a story, yeah. But no, I'm sorry to say that is not the case.
So Sam, this might help you. And if this doesn't like create a light bulb moment, I don't know what to tell you. But think furries and sexy stuff happening.
What does that have to do with fraternities and sororities?
No.
Nothing. Get that out of your head.
You remember how there's alpha wolves and beta wolves?
Oh no.
Yeah.
Oh no. Oh no.
Okay. So alpha, beta, omega. Let me tell you and the listeners out there, I wrote a page and a half about this
No.
because I had to just understand it myself because I strayed away from this stuff. But this is a kink trope wherein some people have defined biological roles based on a hierarchical system. The terms were borrowed from older behavior research on captive wolves that have been misappropriated by popular culture but don't reflect current wolf behavior research. That's like the history, the little lore behind where this started.
Right.
But there's basic elements to like fanfics with these. Alphas, they are the highest rank in the dominance hierarchy. In some stories, they may exhibit dominant behavior or have the other like temperamental quirks, and they're able to impregnate omegas.
Oh no.
It specifically has to do with pregnancy.
Betas are subordinates to the alphas, but this element is sometimes absent from a lot of fan works. Betas are often presented as having normal human anatomy. They may be peacekeepers also between the alphas and omegas.
I don't like this.
And then the omegas are the lowest rank. They can get pregnant and go into heat. Male omegas have the ability to become pregnant and are often portrayed as the most fragile.
Look, if you are this concerned about the history of wolves and that it was written poorly, then go become a zoologist. No, this is where I draw the line.
No,
If
you're
you're this concerned
misunderstanding.
about wolves, go become a zoologist or go to your local zoo and ask some
No,
questions.
you're misunderstanding because this is also where like actually incel culture comes from because a lot of like researchers thought that with the original research that there was like a leader in the pack and a beta sort of like wolf that was in the back taking all the brunt and pain and suffering of the community, and the alpha got all the like cool female dogs. So that's why a lot of people are like, oh, I'm an alpha man, I can get all the women, and because I'm a beta man I can't get any woman, that's why I'm an incel. But it's not true, and that's the whole point, is that wolves actually just work together in a family and they try to protect each other. And it's just been such a part of our culture for so long that people think that's how wolves act, and that's just the natural order of things are. And so that's where you get these stories and these tropes where you get one person in charge and one person submissive, but that's actually not how it works at all in real life.
It's a lot.
If you are comparing yourself to a wolf, go to your local zoo.
Yeah.
Speak with a zoologist.
So we've got two more.
Okay.
Two more to do. So the next one that we have is the citrus scale.
Oh fuck.
Okay. Citrus scale. Okay, this is easy.
I have no idea. This is like sour, their relationship's sour and then it turns sweet like a Sour Patch.
Larissa, you couldn't be further from the truth. Okay, so this one is just ranking your favorite fruit, your favorite citruses. This is clearly grapefruit at the bottom, and then like lemons and oranges and what's the other fruit? Lime.
Yeah, that's a citrus.
There's a lot of citruses. Yeah. This is just ranking citruses, correct?
So this is something that people have made up. I don't think it's as popularly used in fan fiction as it used to be. But this is where the terms lemon and lime come in as well.
I was correct.
So basically, it is a ranking system based on the content of your fic. So, for example, if something in your fic, for example, if you designate that your fan fiction is a lemon, it's basically it's borrowed term from anime fandom used to designate a work with explicit erotic content. Like it is just straight up smut porn is written. This is a lemon fiction. If you have a lime, though, it kind of describes it as, well, we're dipping into the sexual with heavy making out, maybe some light groping. It's kind of like you're alluding to them about to have sex, but then it's kind of like fade to black. You don't specifically describe the graphic details like a lemon would. So there's other things. There's people kind of interchange the other things. Things could be like grapefruit, where it's like, oh, maybe they're kissing and holding hands,
Cute.
and that might be a grapefruit. But they kind of interchange them here and there. But just know that lemon and lime are the most used terms for those.
That's hilarious.
So I was like 2/3 of the correct way. I said
Yeah.
a ranking
Yeah.
system on fruits.
Basically, yeah. And our last one that we have, because we are running out of time, is only one bed.
Oh, this is like creme de la creme of all the fan fictions.
Yes, I figured after talking about omegas and limes, we should talk about only one bed.
Oh.
Okay, so this one's easy. This is where they're the two main characters that were finding the pine cones earlier. They go to a local cave.
Yeah.
And there is just a bed of like leaves and grass and moss there that a local bear made that abandoned it.
Oh, no, Sam, that's Omegaverse stuff. That's called nesting.
No, hold on. And they look at it and they're like, well, there's only one bed. And then the other one is like, gotcha, I was a demon the whole time, kills the other one and sleeps in the bed.
Oh, plot twist.
Oh, well, you were about to get right there and then you ended it that way.
I think I scared him with nesting.
I don't know what that is.
Oh.
That's okay.
Maybe I can explain it later, but you know how dogs nest before they give birth?
No, I don't.
Okay, well, that's a thing.
Tell me more about this one bed thing.
No, yes, the one bed.
Nesting that's a totally different trope. One bed is where typically it's like young adults or teenagers. The bed in question's most likely a twin size bed, and so there's not enough room for both of them to be on opposite ends, or like one if they would have to be on the floor, so it's uncomfortable. So instead of doing that, they share the bed and shenanigans may ensue, or maybe not. You don't know.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. Only one bed kind of just, describes characters discover they have to or they choose to
Ooh.
share a bed for like either sexual tension occurs or comedic effects can occur. It can be executed platonically between the characters or in a shipping manner.
Absolutely. And it's super cute and super sweet, and it can be very wholesome, and it can be not at all, but I like the fluffy ones.
Yeah.
You like the fluff.
I do.
Yeah, there you go. So those were your dips, Sam and Larissa, into the world of fan fiction and some of the genres that are super popular, as well as the tropes. Any final thoughts on what you've just learned today?
I think you traumatized Sam.
I dipped my toes in. The water was freezing cold, and I'm like, you know what? I don't think I need to swim for the rest of the year because it's probably just going to be winter soon.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, I feel like I learned stuff. Am I going to keep it in my memory bank? Probably not. I'm probably going to put something else in there, like a new Cheeto flavor or something. But I was curious, and I do feel like I learned something. So
nice.
I don't know if you're willingly just like naturally going to forget this, or if you're just going to like after this purge your mind with something else just to get it off.
More Cheetos.
Yes, more Cheetos, exactly.
Well, I'd like to thank you guys for joining me on this little adventure. I had a lot of fun looking up all the terms because it's like for me who reads them a lot, it's like, yeah, I know them, but to properly like explain them to someone who may not know all of them, that's where I was like, well, let me look up all the definitions. So your girl wrote 9 pages.
Wow.
Hand wrote them all. So Sam, if you ever want to know about them, I have them here for you.
Oh, thank you. Sure.
All right. Well, thank you so much for listening. I hope you enjoyed this week's episode of Shifting Tones. You can follow us on our social media. We are at Shifting Tones Pod on all social media platforms. And we will see you on the next week's episode, where I believe we have the lovely Larissa hosting next week. Is this correct?
I sure will be.
Perfect. And then you can also follow us individually at our socials. I've been your host, Steph, but you can find me at Spiffy Steffi, and you can find Larissa at
Larissa.Schaefer.
and Sam at
your local Barnes & Noble. You're going to be looking for Pining in the Woods,
No.
A Tale of Demons. Or on social media at Sir Captain Sam.
There we go. Well, thank you guys so much. I appreciate you all, and you guys have a wonderful rest of your day. Bye!
Bye.